What's up, guys? Koolaid here, and today we're going to be doing our first episode of Killing Time with Koolaid, my new series that I'm going to be doing, my only series that I'm going to be doing for Planetside 2, probably at least for the rest of the summer, just because I have such a busy schedule. But anyways, guys, what's going to take place in this series is basically everything Planetside 2. I'm going to try to cover any questions you guys have in the comment section, maybe in the next video. Go over certain things, new updates, new weapons a little bit, give some of my opinions on the game, as well as try to go over some highlights of my gameplay that I'll point out certain aspects, and maybe you guys can add a little bit to your guys' game as well, because I know a lot of you like tips type videos or guides and that sort of thing. So I'm going to try to incorporate all of them in together, just because I don't have enough time to break them apart like I used to do, at least for now. So as you can see in this first clip, I'm just kind of really snuck up on these guys, and it was a complete accident. I found myself running to the next base. Complete waste of time. I do that once in a while. I get sidetracked and not realize what I'm doing till I'm halfway in the middle of nowhere. But this ended up pretty good. One thing I want to point out, and I don't really do it too much in this clip, but you can basically see that enemy tank sitting there and hasn't moved. I try to actually, or I don't try to, but I do use enemy tanks as cover a lot of the time. Enemy tanks are often more oblivious than all these enemy players that you just saw me kill. They will sit there and there's nothing I can do to the tank. It does feel safe, and tanks even more than infantry will feel safe sitting there as long as they feel they have other infantry on their faction around. Tanks are even more so. They're just completely oblivious a lot of the time, and I'll often use them as cover against their own faction. Didn't do it a lot in that video, but I do that quite often. So while I'm running to the next bit of action, I do want to bring up a couple things that I know I'm going to get asked at the end of this video. First of all, I am using the Cyclone over the Blitz in this video. The only reason is because I want to get Araxian on the Cyclone, just because I don't really have that big a preference one over the other. I just figured, since I don't have a preference, I might as well get the Araxian on the Cyclone. That's the only reason. Once I get to the however many kills it needs, which I'm like 150 away, then I will switch back to the Blitz. To be honest with you, I don't really care about certs at this point in the game. I was kind of saving for the Infiltrator update, which is what I'm doing now. However, as you can see on my screen, which is another thing I want to address because I always get asked about this too, I have over 2,000 certs currently while this video is playing, and I did just end up spending some today on 3 more ranks of the cloaking for my flash. I absolutely love the cloaking for my flash. It lasts pretty long, just the first tier, but the extra time is invaluable to me. I really enjoy it. I rarely ever spawn a radar flash anymore, and when I'm playing solo like this, the cloaked flash is basically my only means of travel. That's how I get around everywhere. So that is what I spend points on, and I do think my next points I spend are probably going to be upgrading the flash a little bit more, probably at least the Fury to get some extra rounds. I do notice when I want to use it to actually kill people, I just run out of ammo too fast. That Fury, that 5 rounds are just not that good, or 6 rounds, whatever I have mine at right now. But anyways, in this clip you're watching now, I'm basically surrounded by bad guys. I'm just kind of using this hill as cover, and that's allowing me to just pop in and out, pick off these guys at will, until of course right here where I'm about to die. And one thing I really want to point out is, while this guy's shooting me, I have no chance to shoot him from that distance. I'm using SMG, obviously I cannot tag him from that distance. One thing I suggest to do whenever you're outgunned, you obviously want to cloak, but just jump around like a complete idiot. And that bothers some people, and some people really get pissed off when you do that. They say that's unfair. I don't care. That's what I do. It saves me a lot of the time. If I'm got my back to somebody and I know they're going to start shooting me, or I start feeling them shooting me, I just start jumping around until I'm in position to put myself an advantage in that fight. And one thing you'll often do, and I couldn't do it there because he was a heavy assault with an LMG, but one thing you'll often do is make them run out of ammo, make them spend their whole magazine, and then you can turn around and get an easy kill while they are reloading. Now, obviously, I couldn't do it there because he's using an LMG, and he probably had 100 rounds. I didn't see what gun he was using exactly. But most other classes, that will work all the time, or more often than not. So try that. It's a good survival technique. Some people may not like it, but who cares? Now, this next clip, I'm only leaving this in here because it's really funny. I actually get a nice little kill streak going. But at some point in this clip, I get a phone call from a relative, so I had to take it. And I really couldn't function properly. And once I take, damage right here, where I just have no chance to actually challenge anybody anymore, my only option is to just run and drop mines as I'm running. But this clip is so funny because there's one right there. You'll see me run by like 3 or 4 more VS on my way, just fleeing here, and I'll end up getting a couple more kills out of it. But it just goes to show you that, add this in with the very first clip I had, is how oblivious some people are. Now, whether they're playing on certain settings where they can't see my cloak, I don't know, but as far as I know, every setting in the game you can see cloak on, either how it's supposed to look or easier typically, especially if you're that close to somebody. Now, I do end up dying right here, but that was a funny little run, and I was laughing for about a minute straight after all that happened. Now, in this next video, you're going to see something from me that you haven't seen in a long time, and that is sniping. And there's nothing special. You're actually going to see me do a lot more close range action than actual sniping, even though I'm using the LA-80, or the long shot, excuse me. But I want to talk about why I don't really snipe too much anymore. And the reason is because I always end up doing this. I always end up just rushing the enemy base because I get bored. Now, a lot of the earlier sniping you saw me before SMGs and stuff came out, I could find spots where I could just overlook enemies and, maybe pick off 20 people without having to go resupply ammo or, really having to move. That's fun. But compared to running around with an SMG, it doesn't really compare to me. Running around with an SMG, hacking stuff, capping stuff, is just so much more fun to me than sitting and picking off people. Now, both are, I think, are quality ways of helping your team. They really are. It has nothing to do with that. I think there's nothing wrong with sniping at all. In fact, I still like doing it once in a while, but to me, it's just not enough action. I really do have kind of an ADD thing when it comes to playing video games, especially first-person shooters. I really want to be capping stuff all the time. This video, I actually get some nice lucky body shots and have a nice little run here. It's a pretty good clip, but for the most part, that is why I haven't really been sniping too much. Now, the only reason I bring this up is because I do get asked from time to time to, or where are my sniping videos, why I haven't been doing them. I mean, that is pretty much why. I do go in little spurts where I have fun sniping. Like in this video, I was having a lot of fun, and I'm going to try incorporating a sniper rifle into my game a little bit more than I have been over the last, however long it's been since SMGs came out. It's just, SMGs are just so dominant in close quarters. There's really no reason to use sniper rifles unless you're legitimately sniping now. So I might do it. I might actually try to get the SASR in there a little bit, take advantage of that, 4X scope or the smaller zoom scope on that. Have some fun with that, because I did have, if you ever watched any of my old Battlefield stuff, I did have a lot of fun playing more of the, the close quarters sniper, having fun with bolt actions, because I think it is more challenging. That's why I liked it in Battlefield, and it can be extremely rewarding if you can pop off, a nice little chain of headshots. So I might play around with that a little bit more. Mainly just wanted to address it because I do get asked about that. But anyways, that's pretty much it for episode 1 of Killing Time with Koolaid. This is just kind of a trial run. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have any suggestions. Also, ask some questions, and maybe I'll answer them in the next video. Um, yeah, just to help me improve this series. This is probably what you're going to be getting most of from me. I have a lot more fun time doing these, putting these together, than making myself use a specific weapon for an entire 10-minute video, and cramming out stats and numbers for you guys. I'll still do my best to answer any questions you have on weapons, anything like that. Just leave it in the comment section, and we'll do our best to try to get this series to where you guys want it. And I'll leave you guys with one of my favorite things to do in this game, killing asunder, just so you guys know I still have that in me. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.
I guess I'll stick to this one though. So I just went out and bought myself a couple tins today. Tin of apple, tin of mint. Nah, I'm very happy with my purchase.
Got me my Sunday. They got killed by a battle rank 2 named Noodle Shop.